You thought giving her space was the right thing to do. You stopped pushing, you backed off, you told yourself, she just needs time, and then she'll see I'm changing. But here's the truth, brother. Now she's even colder, less responsive, and if you're wondering if you just watch her slip away even further, let me be real with you. It's not the space that's killing your connection. It's the three subtle actions you're still doing right now without even realizing it that are destroying the trust you're trying to rebuild. Let me show you what I mean. Imagine this. A husband, we'll call him Mark. His wife said she needed space. So he stopped calling, stopped checking in, gave her what she asked for. 2 weeks later, she told him, "It's too late. I've already started talking to a lawyer." Mark didn't fail because he didn't care. He failed because he didn't know what actions actually rebuild trust when she started to pull away. If you're a high level man who's tired of guessing and watching things spiral, you need to hear this. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 hidden behaviors that silently erode trust and what to do instead so she feels your change, even if she's not ready to say it out loud. Now, look, if you're listening to this and realize, crap, I've already done what Mark did, I backed off too much, I've been quiet, and now I'm starting to feel her slip away even further, then don't wait for it to get worse. Okay, that's exactly where most guys freeze. They're changing on the inside, but don't have the game plan to show her anything different. So if that's you and you want to talk it through, I've opened up a few spots this week for private calls. We'll get clear on exactly where you are and what you need to do next, and you'll find that below. It's totally free, no pressure, just real strategy for men who are ready to lead again. All right, let's talk about this idea of space. Okay, your wife says she needs space, and that hits hard, right? Most men feel like it's rejection or worse, a warning shot before a divorce. And it's how you respond to that. It's how you respond to all of this and how you act and how you aren't grounded, or most men aren't grounded, that completely changes everything, right? Changes how your wife views you. It's like flipping a switch when you do not respond correctly. Okay, so then what do you pull back? You go silent. You think, if I respect what she's asked for, that's got to count for something, right? But here's the part no one tells you, and I really, really wish they did. I do not understand why most men do not understand this, because most men are, especially when women say something like divorce, space, they zoom in and they just look at the tree. Okay, I want you to take a step back, be grounded in your resolve as a man, and look at the forest. She's talking about the symptoms of the problem. I need you to look at the actual problem. And space doesn't rebuild trust. Action to create safety does. What she actually wants is to feel something different from you emotionally, not just to have more physical or conversational distance. Let me give you a quick example. We had a guy in our community, let's call him James. His wife said, "I need time to think." So James stopped texting. He didn't ask how she was doing. He didn't send a simple good night. So 2 weeks go by, and she tells him, "It feels like you just gave up on me." James thought he was respecting her space. She thought he was emotionally checking out. I call this the same house, different sides problem. Sometimes it's like your wife is in the backyard and you're in the front yard and you guys are trying to communicate, but there's a whole house in the middle of you. So you guys are lost in translation. And this happens all the time. Why? Because when trust is broken, she's not evaluating your words, she's evaluating your energy. Who are you when she's not looking? How consistent are you without needing anything from her in return? And when she's not looking, and I'm telling you, she's always watching, this is where true character is built. Okay? True character is built when no one else is watching and you act as you know you should in your resolve as a man. So giving space is not the issue. It's who you are inside that space that either rebuilds trust or confirms her worst fear. That's what we're about to dive into next. The 3 specific actions men keep doing inside that space that just sabotage everything they're trying to fix. So, mistake number 1 is passively waiting. You pull back, you give her time, you tell yourself she'll come around once she's seen the changes. But here's the problem: she doesn't feel any change. Silence isn't safety, silence feels like indifference. And then you just leave her with her thoughts, her brains, all of the negative emotions just spiraling out of control. Just one little thing pops up. I call it popcorn brain. One little thing pops up, then another, then another. That's like all at once. So her safety is being destroyed real time. And you're not even there, right? The silence doesn't help. The silence creates a void for her mind to fill with negativity. Your wife is testing to see if you become more emotionally present. But your version of space is going totally quiet. To her, it just confirms he doesn't care enough to fight for me. So this is what you do instead. You send low pressure signals, short voice memos, a note, a small act of presence without expectation. No need to reply. I just wanted to say, I hope today feels lighter for you. Mistake number 2, over explaining or justifying, which is probably one of the worst mistakes men can make. You want her to see you're trying, you're finally showing up, and you want credit. But to her, it feels like pressure, not proof. This is like handing her a report card. Here's what I've done for the week to be better. But she's not evaluating effort, she's evaluating emotional impact. So this is what you do instead. Stop talking, start living. She doesn't want the pitch, she wants the proof. Your presence, not your paragraphs. Mistake number 3, seeking reassurance. And really, this is a very insidious mistake because this is where it really shows your true reflection of your self-esteem as a man and how you value yourself as a man. The whole, do you still love me? Do you think we'll be okay? Even if you're keeping that and thinking those questions in your mind, those questions come from fear. And when you ask them or you think them, you hand her the weight she's already trying to escape from. You finally send something thoughtful and then follow up with, did that help? Did you feel better? Now she feels pressure all over again. And that pressure is that burden on her chest. That pressure is that burden on her shoulders, right? The whole monkey on your back. So this is what you need to do instead. Anchor yourself. Lead without emotional neediness. Be steady, even when she's not. Okay? That earns trust. So let me be clear. It's not about being perfect. It's about shifting from pressure to presence. Because when you stop doing these 3 things, she starts to feel something different around you. And that's when trust starts to rebuild. So we've talked about what doesn't work. Now let's flip the script. If space alone doesn't rebuild trust, then what does? Consistent, low pressure action that rewrites her emotional experience of you. We call the emotional layering protocol. Trust rebuilds layers through small, repeated interactions that create emotional safety, predictability, and warmth over time. Let's say you're like Brian. He was a business owner, father of 3. His wife said she was numb, cold, done. So he gave her space, but with action instead. A kind voice note, no expectations. Doing bedtime with the kids every single night. A playlist she wants love, sent with me. No chasing, no asking, just presence. Grounded masculinity. 3 weeks later, she said, something about you is just a little different. That's emotional layering. That's what works. When you lead with calm, consistent, emotional, safe actions, she starts to feel safe again. And when she feels safe again, she starts to open up again. So let's bring this all home. It's not the space that breaks trust. It's the silence, the pressure, the emotional neediness in that space. When you show up without needing anything in return, when you layer safety into daily presence, that's when things start to shift. Matt thought it was too late. His wife said she was done, but he stopped pleading and started leading. He left her a simple note one day. I'm not here to convince you, just here to be better, whether you see it or not. She didn't respond for days and then finally texted, that felt different. Thank you. That's what leading through emotional layering looks like. So, if you're at the point where you've tried space, you've made internal changes, but nothing is landing, then let's map out what actually works in your situation. I'll open up a few clarity call spots this week. It's not therapy, it's not fluff, just clear steps to rebuild trust, layer by layer. Go check that down below in the description.